messed up my count.
What you got?
Let's see how many remaining. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ready, Mr. Swallow?
Yes, sir. Whenever you're ready, buddy.
Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. Quarterfinal edition of the Midnight Recap Show. Thanks, everyone, for staying up late with us. Getting ready to talk some quarterfinal matchups. Who's the big winners this evening? Who's going to the semifinals? Who's going to be a part of the Final Four? A lot of teams, their roads come to an end here in the quarterfinals. We hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving, great Black Friday, and a great night watching some high school football across the state of Louisiana. It was cold. I hope you bundled up like we did, my friend.
Yeah, it was cold, man.
And wind was kicking, but the football was red hot across the state of Louisiana. So you know we got a lot to get into. You still got teams coming from long road trips that's probably going to be tuning in here this evening to hear the recap show on the way home. So safe travels to all the teams still on the road at this time, all the fans, coaches, everyone that's still on the roads right now coming back from their playoff game.
Right.
Safe travels to you guys the rest of the way.
Right, remember, safety first. You want to be safe.
Absolutely. We've had a lot of big winners across the Louisiana. Gary, I'm excited for Highway.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Bunky.
Yeah.
My friend, those two are moving on to the semifinals. There's a lot of excitement for some of these teams in these brackets. How about excitement for Vermilion Catholic? Boy, that offense is good.
That offense is one of the best I've seen in the state. With my own eyes, that I've seen personally. I mean, there are others out there. Don't take that what I said wrong, but that I've seen.
You better be careful with your words.
That I've seen personally. That's one of the best offenses that I've seen in the state. And I'm gonna tell you right now, they proved it.
Put on a show tonight.
They really did, and nothing against their opponent, but I mean we'll talk about that in more detail as it comes.
Yeah,
but it was fun.
Yeah, we got blasted tonight, my man.
Oh yeah, we did.
We don't have too many good friends around the state of Louisiana, so we will keep it at that.
Yeah, man, unbelievable.
I'm annoying, and you better stop picking some teams.
Yeah, I need to stop picking against other teams. You know, it's all
right,
good.
my friend.
Even though I picked for the team that I was accused of not picking for.
You're right. You better be careful, because the semifinals, they coming for your throats.
Right, man, it is bad.
You're right, but how much fun is it? So much fun.
Wouldn't have it any other way, because all that means is that you have some diehard fans that are really supportive. They love their programs. So you know what? No hard feelings or nothing like that. Just you gotta tone it down a little bit sometimes. Oh man.
Yes, indeed, my friend. Hey, if you had a big winner this evening, shout them out in the chat. We can't wait to hear from everyone watching this evening. Gary, only 10 locals remain in this playoffs. And when we say local, we're based out of Opelousas, Louisiana.
Correct.
So local around our area.
Yeah.
Only 10 remain.
Yeah.
Around. I mean,
when we say local, we have kind of an extended local thing too. But like you say, we're down. We're cutting down. But that's every year. I mean, you got teams that are going to be. When you get to the quarterfinals, that's Turkey Week. You got some that are probably not going to advance. They're streaming down, and the games get really hard.
Gary, you know what else?
What's that?
Only 4 state champions survive Turkey Week.
I know, man. Isn't that wild?
That's what
wild.
makes playoff football so darn good.
You're right.
You got 4 brand new champions that are going to be crowned, no matter what.
Right, no matter
when we
what.
get to the Dome, we're going to see 4 brand new champions. High school football is great.
The way it looks, man, it's well, it's a diversity thing. I mean, when the same school wins every year, for that school, it's great, but for everybody else, it's not.
I like to see some new blood.
You want to start seeing the love spread a little bit, and you're going to have some new champions this year.
Gary, the highest seed remaining in the playoffs, and Gary, there's a few of them. There's some 19s.
Mm-hmm.
Gary, there's a lot of 12s still remaining.
Correct.
But right now, the highest seed remaining in the playoffs is guess who? They're chasing title number 28.
Right.
John
exactly.
Curtis is a 19, and they're playing on semifinal week.
Right. And, you can like John Curtis, or you can hate John Curtis, or you can do whatever they are because they're so successful. When they are in the playoffs, they're at another level.
They turn it up
They turn it up a notch, and look out.
That old saying, we know how to win whenever it gets into postseason football because we've done it the last 30, 40 years.
Right. And 19 championships right now, or however many they got. 27, 28, whatever. They're up there. How can you say anything more that they know how to win?
They're not a 19 seed.
No, far from it. When I saw that seed, I went, you got to be kidding me. But, hey.
Gary, speaking of seeds.
Yes.
Every 1 seed in the brackets advanced to semifinal week. Could we see all 8 1 seeds make it to the Dome?
It's possible.
It's possible, but they got some
It's not probable, but it's possible.
There's some hellified semifinal matchups on display next week, and we're going to break them down tonight. We're going to talk about it. We're going to give it our thoughts. Shout out, what's up, Chaston? What's up, Patrick Fry? On the drive home, you guys be safe tonight.
Yeah.
My man was making some game picks with us on Wednesday night. Now he called a good one, and the Yellow Jackets are dancing along to the semifinals.
Yeah, and we talked about some of our favorite teams, that are whenever we pick.
Do we have favorites?
Well, personally, just favorite teams from all of the years that we've been doing this, and I've been doing it.
I see a loyal one in the chat right now. Logansport beating all the odds this year. When you got a great coaching staff at Logansport,
right?
That's written for success year in and year out.
You're right. A lot of you see it, huh?
446 is in the building.
That's right. They in the house, man.
Trojans win again.
That's right.
And the Trojans get JT Curtis and those Patriots next week in their building. Gary, that's going to be insane.
Yeah.
For a trip to the Dome,
yeah.
A team that's never been to the Dome versus a team that's been there 20 plus times. Gary, it's going down.
It's going to be exciting. It's going to be I tell you, that game's going to be catastrophic. It's going to be a wild atmosphere. You're going to have the stability here and the excitement here. Watch. Look out. It's going to be crazy.
You can catch it live on 446 Sports.
That's right,
next
446.
Week. We'll be tuning in.
Yeah.
JT Lindsay, only a 5 touchdown night.
Only 5.
He probably got it in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got here? Go Preps checking in this evening. Quite the night, fellas. Excited for next week. Next week is really going down.
Next week's going to be even better.
It's going down because
this one was great to me.
Yeah.
Next week's going to be even better.
Gary, because next week the tickets will be punched.
Right.
They're going to be playing over the intercoms. Well, maybe if you're home.
Mm-hmm.
Not if you're on the road.
Yeah.
They're going to be playing on the intercoms. Dancing to New Orleans.
Walking to New Orleans.
We're dancing there.
But we're going to dance.
Because this bracket is dancing. You understand me?
Yeah, I understand. I'm a little old-fashioned. We walk.
We're not walking there after next week. We're dancing here because we're calling this bracket teams that are still dancing.
You're right. You 100% right.
You like March Madness? Well, this is December Madness.
I was getting ready to say, this is the December Madness. And you know what? It every week from the time the playoffs started, it kept getting better and better and better. And this week was the best so far.
You still had some routes.
Yep.
You still had some routes here. You had some ugly scores, but then you had some thrillers. When you look at these brackets, you say, man, 2 points.
Yeah.
I don't know if we had any overtime games tonight, but you look at it and say, okay, statement win.
Right.
You look at it, oh, wait, they lost tonight?
Yeah.
You look at it, and there's all three phases tonight. Route, statement, upset. Did they really lose?
Yeah.
We coming into tonight blindfolded. We don't know what happened across the state of Louisiana. All we can do is scores. And another score. Speaking of scores, Cecilia just entered the chat, and all they did was put up basketball numbers again.
Oh, yeah. It was unbelievable. Great job, and we'll talk about the Bulldogs, a little bit further.
Well, you know what?
Man.
You know what the Bulldogs have on their mind? The Bulldogs have redemption
on
their mind. They lost in the title game last year. They come in as an 18 seed. Gary, they won one game away from getting back. It won't be easy.
And I'm going to tell you, though,
it won't be easy after what I've seen tonight from Plaquemine.
It will not be easy, but let me tell you something. They got a team that can do it. They got a team that can do it.
They got a quarterback that leads that team that can do it.
And his name Diesel?
Crank the Diesel,
Crank the Diesel up. You're right.
Yes, indeed. What else we got? Everybody is in the building tonight. Everybody's celebrating. And, Gary, a lot of seniors season come to an end tonight. We saw many seniors that we watched grow up in their programs these last 4 years. I mean, you think about St. Ed's. You think about Kinder. You think about Laurelville. I mean, we've lost Opelousas tonight. A lot of seniors tonight that we've watched these last 4 years grow up in these programs. Gary, I mean, we're going to congratulate the winners all night, but right now the floor is yours, man. These seniors that we watched these last 4 years.
Our game tonight was a bittersweet game because, we saw a team that we really love in Vermilion Catholic, win and continue. But we saw a team that we really love too in the St. Ed Blue Jays.
Tough to pull this game off mentally because you hate to see kids that you watch grow up in the programs play their final downs tonight.
And I'm gonna tell you the thing that I liked about this game tonight.
Welsh too.
That we saw.
Yeah, Welsh, another group we've watched.
But I watched a team that was down big. And they kept fighting. They kept playing till the end. They scored a touchdown late in the game, and all that. But, I mean, they kept playing as if it was the first quarter. I mean, they just kept fighting. So I got to say, hats off to St. Ed's. Hats off to Opelousas High School. We've seen them in the past, and I got some former students that are actually on that team. And, great program here. But, no matter who you are, no matter who you play for, some teams have to lose.
Yeah, man.
And, because we can't all win. That's why they play the game. And it was a great game tonight. But they had some great games, and we're going to cover them all. And I can't wait to go over them all with you. But seniors.
I mean, we left off. LCA was going for 8 straight appearances.
But the thing about it is all these seniors, that are not going to advance. You played your last game. First of all, hold your head high.
Yeah.
Keep everything in front of you because it's not the end of the world. You got a bright future. You got everything going for you. Keep working hard. Get your grades up. Go to your next sport. Some people are going to be playing basketball. Some people are going to be running track. Some people are going to be playing baseball or whatever. Just think about, this part of your high school career. Yes, bittersweet, it's over, but you have a lot more to do because you're taking the steps forward to get out of school and maybe go to college, go to trade school, get a job, be a man or a woman, whatever the case may be for all these seniors, the cheerleaders. And that's what I'm saying, the cheerleaders and band members, and I'm talking to you too. It's not the end, it's just, it may be the end of the high school football career, or cheerleading career, or whatever.
Enjoy the memories.
Enjoy the memories. Keep it all in here because we have memories. We have memories and my memories are old.
Yeah,
but,
a
long time ago. But the thing about it is the memories are still there and the joy is still there. So, be proud of yourselves. Be proud of everything you've done. God bless you all, and continued success.
Yeah, Southside's going to be back, Gary. They got the great coach of their leadership. You got STM. They're going to become storming back. LCA is going to come storming back. But like one of our comments in the chat tonight, it's an end of a chapter, and a new one begins.
Right. It's bittersweet. No matter how you call it, it's bittersweet. But the thing about it is, it's not the end of you.
Yeah. It sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks, and it's heartbreaking for those seniors that you watch grow up in these programs. But, Gary, somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose.
Right.
We are in the quarterfinals, and
now we're going to the
it's crunch time.
Semifinals, and some of these teams have done it, and we're going to talk about that.
It's crunch time now.
Yes. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah.
You put them on, and you go for it.
Everyone laces their cleats up the same.
That's right.
Everyone puts their pants on. Everyone straps up, Gary, and may the best man win from here on out.
You're right.
Gary Swallow, a lot of love for the Panthers from Bunky in the chat tonight.
Oh, yeah,
I see love being shown from Haynesville Golden Tornado. Yes, they're trying to revenge their last year's state championship loss. What else we have? Was a cold night in Abbeville. Yes, indeed.
Yes, it was.
Cohen Charles, MVP for Iowa tonight. He's got one more to go get.
Yep.
Next week. I talked to one of the coaches on the way here, Gary.
Yep.
And I'm not revealing any names. But I talked to one of the head football coaches on the way here and told him, proud of y'all. Y'all deserve this, all that. And we both agreed. 48 more minutes.
That's right.
48 more minutes for a lot of these teams throughout the state of Louisiana. Gary, we're to the Final Four.
Yeah, here we are. Exactly.
The Final Four have made it. Somebody's going to the carpet after next week. It's crunch time.
And they're going to the big place, the big dome.
The big dome.
That's right.
It's crunch time, my friend. You see some of these seeds and you start to look to yourself, it's not your ordinary seeds that we're dealing with here going into the semifinals. You got 1 versus 12, 6 versus 2. You got a 11 versus 2, 6, 7.
Right.
3, 7. 6, 18.
Right, but what we talked about this earlier. Once you get to the quarters, those numbers mean absolutely nothing.
You're right. 3, 10, 19, 2.
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. So like I said, when you get to the quarters, those numbers mean nothing. And then when you get to the semis, it even means less. It's play to win the game.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
What else do we have? Anything else going on in the chat before we move on? Farmers getting some love this evening.
Sure is.
Gary, how good is Union Parish when the playoffs get around?
I'm scared of them, man. I'll be honest with y'all. Hey, I won't lie to you. One of my favorite logos.
The U.
The U. And you know what?
Where they at, Gary? Right there.
Yep. Right here. The U.
Don't you know we got a lot of helmets on our helmet display? And the teams that are still standing
are right here.
Are right here. Cecilia's here. St. James is still here. Catholic Baton Rouge, Vermilion Catholic, Bunky, Iowa,
Union, Logan Sport, and the Leesville Wampus Cats.
That's right.
Yeah, they're still here, and they're going to be there, and we're going to show them off. And our goal is to hopefully have some state champions behind us.
Yes.
At the end of the year.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 teams still remaining
right here.
We got a shot to get a few of them, and say we had some state champions.
Oh, and if ever if we don't have your helmet, you can just send us one. We'll be more than happy to take it.
We got a shot to get a couple state champions right here behind us this year.
Most definitely, yes.
Yeah, man, that's tough. Braden, welcome to the chat, my friend. Lakeshore going for 2-point conversion with 3 minutes for the win. Unfortunately, getting tackled for a loss. 41-40. Coach Indes went for it, trusted his guys, and come up just short. But that's playoff football.
You got
to go for it, right?
Yeah. you've got two teams that are going for it, and sometimes you take a chance, and sometimes you're successful, sometimes you're not, and that's football. That's football.
You know what else, Gary?
Yes.
We got to figure out a game for next week.
I know, isn't that terrible? But it's exciting.
Semi-final football. Who wants us to come to their stadium?
That's right, man. And like I said, it was cold tonight, but it was an exciting ball game.
It's gonna rain next week.
Next week it's supposed to be raining, so that means we got to bring our tent with all of our stuff and everything. But next week it'll probably be raining and cold, so look out.
And the following week,
oh, we're gonna be comfortable. We're gonna be in the dome in the end zone eating popcorn.
Watching 8 state champions get
crowned. Yes.
crowned. Doesn't get any better than that.
Nope, not at all. Not at all.
Mr. Prudhomme, unfortunately, Dunham streams their games. I think we're out of there.
Yeah, I don't think we're available.
I don't think we're going to be able to get it, even though we would love it.
Yeah.
Bunky
Sure
Dunham would have been a classic waiting to happen.
In the Grove.
It would have been in Dunham.
Oh, would it have been in Dunham?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think Dunham does have their own streaming service.
Yes,
so.
that's how we watched the Dunham LCA game tonight.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
What else we got, Gary? Anything else really stood out to you from quarterfinals? You looked at the scores. You looked at VC. My friend, what's the one thing that's sticking out to you right now? I mean, a lot of locals fail.
The thing that stood out to me in front of me is VC's good. The thing that stood out in front of me from watching it on TV, Bunky's good. We got some locals right here. So we got some people right here and on this wall right here right now that are good and can beat anybody in their path. So
Gary, they got 9 helmets behind us.
Right.
And all 9 of them could very well hold up a trophy.
Right. They're
good.
They're all capable of winning the state championship, but you got to play the game, and that's why.
If you're still standing,
right.
Semifinal week, you belong here. You deserve to be here, and you earned your way here.
Right. Most definitely. There's no what they call that? There's no give me's. Whenever you get to the quarterfinals and you go to the semifinals, there's definitely no give me's. Look out.
Let's answer some more questions. Chad says, Ash, Alexandria will be streamed by 446 Sports, so our guys over there, good friends, will have you covered.
Yeah.
We're going to be watching it on their platform. Our buddy Nick is in the chat. What's going on, Nick? Where's your early place that you're going to next week? How good was the shootout with Ascension Catholic and Riverside, my friend? Let's see what else. Braden, some great games tonight indeed. And Miss Lori says, key senior player go out first quarter. Hopefully next year they're healthy. Sucks for the seniors who couldn't finish. Yeah, well, it was a season where they battled injuries all year, man. But just to get to this point, giving themselves a shot to play tonight, and
no matter what, they're a quarter finalist team. And
no matter how they got here,
all the seniors, all the players, you're gonna get a quarterfinal patch.
I ain't never seen
so
a team battle as many injuries as Welsh had to this year.
Well, and even the game that we covered, whenever we covered them on that Saturday, we saw 2 key injuries happen in that game. The quarterback got hurt, and then one of the running backs got hurt or something to that effect, but. He wasn't hurt as bad, but the quarterback was out for a few games.
Yeah, it wasn't our game.
No, it wasn't. Well,
so the running back was out for a few games after our game.
Okay, well, I don't remember when it was, but I knew he was in and out, and it didn't look good. But
here you go. Here's a bombshell for you.
What's that?
Airline. One of my state champions fall tonight.
I know.
I mean, not many people were giving them much love to go to the state title game, so. I'll eat them words, right?
Right. That's, and Braden just said it. He says they threw a couple of interceptions in the last part of the first half.
That really flipped the game on its head.
That threw it all, man. And so, hey.
They were trailing 34-27, and You can't make those mistakes against a good Destrehan ball club. They'll make you pay for it. And that one, even a 97-yard interception with 30 seconds remaining before halftime. So,
that throws everything. That throws a monkey wrench in the
Destrehan, Gary. I mean, the coach that they have over there has these guys playing the best football they played all season, and it was a slow start. They had some key injuries, but the quarterback came back and it's really prevailed them to make this run.
Right. You know, the key thing that I can tell you about Destrehan is they're quiet. They don't want you to talk about them too much, but they just go in there and win.
They go in there and handle business. They make it a business trip. They got a phenomenal football coach over there, and their team is one step away from getting back into the dome when many people have not put them in this position yet because of the early season struggles. Mm-hmm. But it was the injury.
Right. So, hey, exciting. You know, going forward, it's going to be interesting. You know, there's going to be a lot of excitement in the state of Louisiana.
Miss Norman says, "Go Bunky!" Yeah, we're on cloud 9 for you guys tonight. We're so proud of y'all.
Yeah, most definitely.
Destrehan too strong. Defense wins championships, don't they?
That's the truth.
Came into play tonight. St. Thomas More going up 14-0 in the first 6 minutes of the game. We saw that score. Yes. We said, interesting. And then Carr University came out of the locker room.
They flicked the switch and, you know, flipped it into fourth and then overdrive and just kept going.
That tells you all you need to know. Vedna Carr gets down next week. If they get down in the state championship game, if they're so happen to make it there, just know they're capable of reeling off 42 in a row in a heartbeat.
And not think twice about it. They're just going to keep performing. And you know what?
Absolutely.
That's why they're number one in the state right now.
Yes, indeed. Some love for Plaquemine in the chat tonight. What a win to go knock off the state champions, and what an incredible environment it was at Plaquemine this evening. Gary, they're one game away from touching the carpet.
Right.
I'm sure they are still celebrating right now.
Well, you know the saying. I say it all the time.
To be the champ, you got to go beat the champ, and they went slay the champ tonight.
They beat them tonight.
Hey, that's a big win.
And you know, we heard from our man, you know, about it. He says they're good. He called us a little bit before we started. He says he wanted to tell us. He said they're good.
Yeah, one of our panel members is an alum there. He said, guys, they're good.
Mm-hmm. So, and he was at the game, and he's, you know, so.
Kudos, man. Yeah, what a win.
Nothing but love.
Yeah, what a program win. You go and knock off the state champions. So you said it, to beat the champ, you got to go beat the champ. Well, Gary, they're one game away after beating the champs from going try to win the title themselves.
Right. And
they got a shot.
It doesn't guarantee you're going to be the champ. But in order to do that, you go beat them, and then you got a couple games after that you got to take care of business.
Guess what? They get semifinal football right back into that stadium. These last 3 weeks have, correction. These last 3 weeks have been insane. Can you imagine semifinal football there next week?
Right, and it's going to be crazy. And you know what? It's going to be exciting.
That's going to be a heck of a ball game. Diesel Solari going into that hostile environment.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see what happens.
Well, let's see what they can do with Diesel, because Diesel is a real quality ball carrier, and I mean, as Diesel goes.
But remember what our panel member said. They're good.
Yeah, they're good. That's what I'm saying.
They're good.
So it's you know, them versus Diesel right now.
Miss Laurwood is in the chat. We sure did miss the Grove this week, and we're gonna miss it next week, Miss Laurwood. We were hoping to see y'all next week at the Grove, but you guys go handle business on the road next week, and we'll be rooting for you 1,000 miles away.
Yeah.
What else we got? Ooh. Mr. Chuck Perkins is in the chat. Thanks for the shout out to 446 Sports. We'd like to follow your broadcast too. Keep up the good work. Looking forward to see where you will be this week. Well, Mr. Chuck, we appreciate it, but we got a long way to go before we can catch up to a great platform like you guys. We're striving every day.
We want to be like y'all.
We want to be like y'all. We strive every day. week in and week out. Y'all keep up the great work. We hope to see y'all at the Dome. Absolutely.
Yeah, we want to visit with everybody.
Gary, what else we got?
Oh, man. We got some games to talk about.
Got some games, man.
Got some games to talk about, buddy.
Gary, I mean, first off, we are live from Gary Swallow's Taekwondo Martial Arts building here in Opelousas, Louisiana.
Yes.
Congratulations to all the winners this evening.
Right.
And seniors, hold your heads up. I guess we can start breaking down some brackets this evening real quick. What else we got? Braden says, Rummel ties Catholic up 7-7 on a double pass with 4 minutes remaining. And then Catholic of Baton Rouge runs the exact same play as Rummel to take a 14-7 lead with 2 minutes for the win. Did a little, anything you could do, I can do better.
Hey.
Boy, when these two teams clash, boy, there's always something.
That's two, of the big boys going against each other. And, it's like you said, anything you can do, I can do better. And they just don't think about it. They just do it.
Gary, they met in the semifinals last year. They met in the quarterfinals this year. I mean, both of those games were phenomenal.
Right.
They just need to figure it out and find themselves on the regular season schedule.
You're right. That would be something.
And I think we
might be getting close to that.
I think we're trending towards a potential Rummel Catholic of Baton Rouge every year matchup. Chasten is in the chat. How about those jackets? Jack, I'm about ready to flip the table again, Chasten.
Don't do it.
Either way, I'm about ready to flip the table. They respect you now.
That's it. You're right.
In the Leesville Wampus Cats, Xavier Ford is 1 win away from a trip to the state championship. Gary.
And the records keep falling.
I'm rooting for them.
The records keep falling.
I know we can't say we're rooting for teams, but wouldn't that be a story if Leesville can make it to the Dome?
That's true, and just the records that he's broken is amazing.
Yes.
And he's got a chance to break some more, and he's just hitting on all cylinders. We were talking about it. There was only one team really slowed him down. Iowa, and that was it. Everything
not the
else,
little one.
The
big Iowa.
Yeah, they were, the other teams. He's been running rampant.
Chasten, if Chasten, if Iowa makes it to the Dome, you need a spotter. Me and Gary got good eyes. Whenever y'all do your radio broadcast in the Dome.
Yeah.
Gary can bring y'all snacks and I can use the binoculars.
Yeah, we'll work on that. Yeah, we need something like that.
You and Patrick are going to throw down in the booth and call a great one, and me and Mr. Gary, he'll get you the popcorn, and I'll make sure to spot for you.
That's right.
Oof. Chasten, oof. Calm that down.
Yeah, you see that.
Let's see. Reagan, absolutely resilient. I'm about to flip the table, Reagan.
Yeah.
Yes, we checked on Hayden. He's in good spirits. He'll be here next Thursday.
Yeah, he actually is okay.
He'll take it next week.
And I'm gonna sit and watch.
Oh, he said he didn't think he had Bunky going further than that. Oof. That's a jab.
Yeah.
That's a jab. I can't give it to him.
Hey. He's probably sleeping right now. Knowing him.
Lindsay, 5 TDs.
Yeah.
Gary.
Hey.
Speaking of a lot of touchdowns.
I was getting ready to say, a lot of touchdowns.
Speaking of a lot of touchdowns, Chasten, listen to this one. Gary?
You ready?
What's his name?
You tell me.
Johnny Football.
Right. But 4, count them, 4.
Rushing. Well, you know when he got his first touchdown?
The first play.
The first play from scrimmage that they had the football.
Right.
That's when you knew, okay, this kid is special.
Right.
We've heard it all year. We've heard it the last 3.5 years.
Yes.
Gary, it was an absolute honor to be there to watch him play football tonight.
Yeah, player of the game.
Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 rushing touchdowns.
And
2 passing touchdowns. Gary, he went 5 for 7 passing.
I know.
With 2 touchdown passes.
And if you've ever seen this young man, I've never seen him this year. I mean, I hadn't seen him since what? It's been
2022.
Yeah, I hadn't seen him.
As a sophomore.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, I've never seen a young man throw a ball with touch like he did tonight. Do you realize those 2 touchdowns were hit? He hit the receivers in stride, and there was just. And when I say it looked like a arch, a rainbow, just type coming in and out, and they had defenders around the receivers, and he hit them in stride, and they went into the end zone. So you know what? I'm a believer.
You're a believer.
I'm a believer. That young man is good.
You know what else is good?
Yes.
Screaming Eagles entire
Oh,
team.
the entire team, yes.
And how good of a football coach is Brock Purdy?
Oh, very good, very good.
Extremely nice.
Yes.
Extremely welcoming and a great friend to us.
Right.
After the game, I mean, you can be celebrating, and he chose to answer the phone for us on the way home.
Right.
And we talked with him for a little bit. So I mean,
And he,
he's a first class man.
Took time, after the game we interviewed him, had player of the game interviewed and all this other stuff. This man showed respect to us, and all I can say is thank you for everything that he's done.
He's a leader of men.
Leader of men, right.
Absolutely.
And we'll talk more about their game, tonight in a minute. But yeah, it was a great thing, man.
Let's do it, Gary.
Let's go, brother.
Division 4 non-select. We start with Haynesville. We start with Welsh. Gary, Haynesville, Welsh. A lot closer than a lot of us saw this game going, but kudos to Greyhounds for going on the road and giving Haynesville a battle. 2-score game here. Haynesville Golden Tornado wins it 30-15. Haynesville back in the semifinals like they never left.
Yeah.
And Gary, they're the 1 seed.
They're the 1 seed, yes.
They got payback on their minds. They won't get Oak Grove again.
Nope, they're not there.
But they want the state title
Right.
this go around. The runner-up pitchers is hanging in the locker room, but they want to bring the trophy back.
Yeah, they want the gold picture. They don't want that silver one. They want the gold one.
They want the gold, and Gary, it won't be easy.
No.
But a good win tonight for the Golden Tornado. They're 1 step closer for getting right back.
Right. Great season for Welsh, but
It's an injury-plagued season.
Yeah.
You would like to
Right.
see what Welsh would have done with a healthy roster.
correct. But Haynesville tonight too strong. Great job.
And they get postseason football right back in their building next
Correct,
week because
yes.
they earned the 1 seed.
1 seed, right?
But my goodness, they got a good offense going into their stadium next week.
Yeah.
We speak on them now. General Trials, the last couple of weeks, Gary, round 1, they put up 64. Round 2, they gave up 30. I mean, they put up 38.
Right.
This week, 36. So you know the offense is really good.
Right.
You know they can score for days. It would be when you go against a General Red Ball club that's loaded with athletes and got a good defense, how would you show up on the road in a hostile environment? Gary, they had a big lead.
Yeah.
I mean, a big lead. They almost saw erased. General Red almost came
Yeah.
back and won this ball game, but General Trask escapes on the road, and they're still dancing going
Right.
into the semifinals. 36-34, what a game.
General Trask is a scary team. They are experienced in the playoffs. We've talked about them for years.
Offense is
offense is
good.
really good. And you know what? They got up to a big lead. With General Red almost come back and bit them. But Trask was a little bit too much. And, hey, all I can say is congratulations to a great General Trask team and great year for a great General Red team. They did really good this year.
Everybody said this was the year General Red would go and win it all, and they fall short of their goal in the quarterfinals. Gary, I'm not sure if they're going to be back. I'm not sure what's returning. Not sure what they're losing, but the 4 seed falling short of their goals this year, and they had a lot of promise behind them in the preseason polls. So
yeah. But that's General Red has a good foundation. They'll be back. They'll be back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
They have a good foundation. They will be back.
Franklin Logansport, round 2. These two teams met last year in the second round, and it's no love lost here.
No,
These
not
two
really.
teams don't really care for each other.
You're right.
After last season and this year, similar results. Logansport would get the win 35-6. Tigers have really kicked it into high gear and they're not looking back. I think the gas pedal is down to the floor right now.
You're right. Logansport, they want to do better than last year. They want to keep going, and they want to get past the semis. They want to get to the finals. That's what they want. And, this is the first step. Now they go back to the semis to see what they can do.
Coach McGee, what a phenomenal football coach. To get this Logansport team, they ain't got much depth, but they got a lot of heart.
Yes, you're definitely right.
And when you got good coaching surrounded by a lot of heart, good things are bound to happen. And Logansport, my friend, dancing into the semifinals. They were there last year. And Haynesville was the team that knocked them out last year. They ain't got to see them.
Yeah, they don't have to see them this year.
But wouldn't you think Logansport is eyeing a rematch for revenge themselves with them in the finals?
And that's the only place they can meet is in the finals, in the Dome. That's what they want to be. They want a rematch with them in the Dome.
Can you imagine that road trip they got to take next week?
Yeah, I know. Way down
Is
there.
that like a 5-6 hour trip they got to take next week?
It's going to be close because their opponent is way down south.
Yeah, over there by Venice.
Yeah, way down
Booville.
south. Yeah, all that.
Logansport.
Yeah.
By Texas.
Yeah. So it's a long way to go, but congratulations to
congratulations, Coach McGee, Coach Martin, all the rest of the guys up there. We were hoping Logansport Mangum would have met before we can go down to Logansport and call that game next week because stadium's top notch. We wanted to go one more time before the year, but plans did not work out.
Nope.
So Logansport takes the long road trip. And
Way
who
down
will
south.
they play? They're going to play the South Plaquemine Hurricanes, Gary.
Right.
A season to remember, 6 hours and 10 minutes.
6 hours and 10. Wow. Thank you for that, Braden. But, man, that's a long trip one way.
Get the charter
6 hours
buses.
and 10 minutes. Wow.
Get the charter buses ready.
Yeah, Logansport to Buras. Wow.
Leave on Thursday. Make it a
make it
a day.
Yeah, make it a trip. Go down there, relax,
Absolutely.
do a walkthrough, do whatever you have to do. Get some rest, and then play the game.
Absolutely. Mangum, we thought the physicality would beat the difference in this one, but South Plaquemines proved they can match the physicality, and their athletes are top notch. And you talk about a team that eyes a state title, it's been a long time, or if they've never been there before. Braden can answer that question for us, but wouldn't that be a cool story to see South Plaquemines make it to the state championship?
Right.
It could be school history.
Yeah, it could be. It most definitely could be.
Final score 42-18. What a win for South Plaquemines, Gary.
Yeah.
And a team that's primed to make a run. You saw them last year in Division 3, right?
Yes.
They played Division 3. Pillsbury played them in round 1. Then they lost to Manny in round 2.
Right.
Well, they dropped down to Division 4 this year.
Yeah.
So you knew they had a shot with all that speed, all those returning starters. You knew they had a shot to make a run, and here they are. They're one win away.
Yeah, Braden said the South Plaquemine speed is unreal. So, and I agree with that. Most definitely.
That's going to be a good coaching battle next week for sure.
Right.
Congratulations to South Plaquemines' 42-18 victory over Mangum. Like you said earlier with Jeanerette, they're going to be back. Well, I think the same thing for Mangum.
Right.
Mangum's going to be right back in contention next year, but they ran into a good South Plaquemines team tonight.
Right. Most definitely.
Time to take a look into the future semi-final matchups next week. It will be the number 1 seed Haynesville Golden Tornado against the 12 seed General Trask. What a run for Trask. They knocked off 21. They knocked off 5. They knocked off 4. Can they go knock off 1? Haynesville, they want to get back to the title game, and they want to revenge last year's loss. Gary, coming in second and holding up the runner-up trophy, it keeps a bad taste in your mouth. And here we are. It's General Trask. It's Haynesville next week. Your early thoughts on this matchup. Good offense from both sides.
All I can say is that this is going to be a light up the scoreboard game, I think. I think it's going to be really good offense. I think that they're going to just be
I don't think General Travis is going to be intimidated.
No, I don't think they'll be intimidated at all. They are experienced.
But Haynesville's physicality, man.
That's what I think is going to be the difference in the end. Is can Trask handle the physicality of Haynesville?
Just try to outscore them.
Yeah, that's what they're going to have to do. But the physicality, as far as the line, the trenches. We talk about the trenches, how important it is. How physical can the trenches be for Haynesville? Can they overpower? Trash. That's the most important thing for that. But I think it's going to be an exciting ball game.
I think so, man. It's not your seed that you're accustomed to, 1 versus 12, but I think this one has a shot to be some points scored.
Right, most definitely.
You look at the next matchup in the semifinals, it will be the 2 seed South Plaquemines against the 6 seed Logan Sport. Hurricanes, Tigers, Gary, does not get any better than this one on next Friday night. South Plaquemines, last time they played for a title back in 2009. What a story that would be after a long wait to finally get back to the title game. And Logan Sport, a couple years ago, they were playing for state titles. And as long as Coach McGee is under the helm, year in and year out, they have a shot to make it to the Dome. And Gary, Logan Sport, South Plaquemines, man, this is going to be a banger.
Right. It just the length of that trip, will that affect them in any way? That's the thing. You know what I mean? When you got to travel 6 hours, what are you going to do? You know, like I said,
leave on Thursday.
Leave on Thursday, get you some rest, and be ready for it. But, I mean, that's a decision that the coaches will have to make.
If you win, just book the hotel for the rest of the week.
Yeah, go ahead.
And stay in New Orleans until the state championship the following week.
Pretty much, because South Plaquemine is not far from it. Just go a little bit up. But, you know, I think that's going to be how Logan Sport.
What do you think of this matchup? You think Logan Sport has to make it a defensive game? Or you think Logan Sport can get into a shootout with them? Because South Plaquemine's athletes are the real deal.
At this point, you want to adjust a little bit according to your opponent, of course, but you want to do things that you do good. You want to keep doing your strengths. You want to keep on. You want to keep your identity. Yeah. No matter what it is, you want to keep your identity, and that's what I think both teams has to do.
Gonna be some fun.
Yeah, gonna be a lot of fun.
Haynesville, the 1 seed versus the 12 seed General Trask. South Plaquemines, the 2 seed versus the 6 seed Logan Sport. Get ready. Next Friday, cannot get here fast enough. Coach's mom's in the chat saying, how about them Panthers? How about them?
Oh, yeah. How about them, man? That was, exciting to hear and exciting to, we were keeping track of everybody. We had, at one time, I think we had 5 different games going on up there above the press box. I mean, we were keeping track of everybody because this is the time of the year that you want to keep track. And we were giving out scores as fast as we could get them. Mm-hmm. But man, we had our eye on that Bunkie game. So yes, it always do. Great group up there.
Mr. Dorsey said, all y'all took Opelousas. Yeah, boy, we got to eat the crow in this one. What a win for Plaquemine.
And we're going to put ketchup on that crow. Make it taste better.
What a win for Plaquemine this season. Yeah, and to be the champ, you got to go beat the champ.
Yeah.
They dethroned them tonight. Great win, Plaquemine. And they got a big semifinal next week.
Right.
Gary, what else we got? Division 4 select. We start with,
the one that we covered.
The man has entered the chat.
Oh, there he is.
Underwood. Not the Underwood that flipped on LSU.
No, not that one.
Underwood, I done flipped the table and put it back together. You missed it. Axe Chaston and Patrick.
Yeah. He done flipped and went nuts, and I had to put him back together and just calm him down, man.
And away with a big win tonight. They're going to respect him now.
Yeah, most definitely. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Division 4 select. What we got? Oh, the game we covered.
The game we covered, man.
Gary, I mean, it was an exciting first quarter.
Yeah.
It was what 8-7 at one point? No, 7-6 at one point?
7-6. Guys, we were talking
60 to 20.
We were talking about this, and we expected a shootout. We were expected, the teams to go back and forth.
And it's why I asked, real quick, it's why I asked in the post-game interviews, Coach, it seemed like your defense had a chip on their shoulder whenever everybody is hyping up offensive showdown, break the scoreboard with points.
Right.
These two offenses aren't going to be stopped. It seemed like your defense came in with a chip on the shoulder tonight.
Right, and they did. But I mean, you have, St. Ed's gets the ball first and drives the ball. They had a 9-minute drive, Jordy,
Yes,
and scored. And then VC gets the ball, and the first play from scrimmage, he breaks it and goes for the house.
touchdown.
And that fast. One play to the house.
And you know what I said?
And we were like, oh, this is going to be good.
And you know what I said? I said game on.
Yeah.
Game
And, man, VC's defense woke up.
VC's defense played with their hair on fire tonight.
They just came up.
They played gap sound.
Right.
They played 11 hands to the football.
Right.
They played disciplined football.
And
No busted coverages.
Right. Against a great, and
great
I'm going to
St.
tell you,
Ed's
a
offense.
great St. Ed's offense. An offense that we thought was going to be able to really do some
We
things.
thought it was going to be a back and forth.
And,
you throw a punch, I'll throw a punch,
Right.
and who has the ball last type of game.
As much as we love St. Ed's and, follow them and cover them and everything like that, Vermilion Catholic came to play.
You know what Vermilion Catholic look like? They look like a team that has everybody bought in.
Right.
Everybody with one goal in mind.
Right.
And it's to hold the state championship trophy up.
Right.
They
And I
look
was-
like that team. They look like they're all in for one game at
Right.
the very end. If they get past
Right.
the semifinals.
If they can get past the semifinals and get to the Dome, that's what they want. But let me tell you
It was a
something.
complete team we saw tonight.
We made comments during the game at, how their offense was so strong, how their defense was so strong. But their special teams were just as strong because when they kicked off or punt, staying in their lanes and merging to the ball and true tackles. You can't take that away from these young men. And nothing against St. Ed's, but VC came to play, and they were all there in all three phases of the game. That's all there is to it. So, it was a great ball game. As far as if you're a VC fan, and it was a tough ball game if you're a St. Ed's fan, because it was just no matter. After the first drive, it was tough for St. Ed's.
Gary, I think the back broke for the game when the freshman had the pick six.
Oh yeah, they had the freshman defender pick six, and I think that really put the icing on the cake.
I think that game really put the exclamation point on it. You've had some big moments in this contest, but VC, their road so far, they're 12-0.
Right.
They won 47-17 round 2. They won 60-20 in the quarterfinals. Gary, they get the ruse in round 3. They may need every bit of the offense that they've been scoring the last couple of weeks.
I do want to say one thing about St. Ed's. I'm so proud of the way that they didn't stop playing.
They played for 4
They
quarters.
played for 4 quarters, no matter what the score was. They played football. So congratulations to St. Ed's. Congratulations to the coaching staff and all the players. You seniors, hold your head high.
It was a great senior class.
Man, this senior class was phenomenal. We've watched them all year. We've covered them multiple times. Great opportunity for them. But like I said, VC, a little too strong. Actually, a lot too strong tonight.
And St. Ed's, you love that it's an open door policy over there.
Yeah.
Anytime we need anytime we want to do a game,
Yeah, they've let us come
it's
in.
an open
It's
door policy in there. And Vermilion Catholic tonight, what an atmosphere.
Yeah. Oh, it was just
It was
exciting.
standing room only, and it was wrapped around the end zones on both sides. Like, if you didn't get there like 3 o'clock like we did, you were out of luck.
Right. It was unbelievable.
Who will they get, Gary? The rematch between Southern Lab and Kentwood. What's that old famous saying?
To beat a champ, you got to beat the champ.
Gary, tonight the state champ failed.
Right.
In the quarterfinals. We said it when we started the show. 4 of them failed tonight. Southern Lab is one of them.
And you know my favorite mascot in the state of Louisiana.
Your favorite
is,
mascot,
other than the Red Devils, I got to tell you that, is the
Roos. Man,
Roos.
You have talked about the Roos every single year, but you never had an opportunity to watch them play live except the Dome.
That's right.
Gary, you got a good opportunity next week.
Yeah, we might get a chance to see them.
We might.
Do all of that, Look, gotta cross them. We might get a chance to do all that. Woo!
That many.
That many. But Kentwood, man, they had a great game plan tonight, and they did really well.
It looked like we got arthritis on camera.
That's right, a Fran Sanford.
It looked like our fingers were.
If you don't know who Fran Sanford is, boy, y'all really young.
It looked like we were cramping up, ball. All right, so back to this game real quick.
Kentwood Southern Labs.
13-8 regular season.
Right.
You knew this one wasn't going to be a defensive game again. You let these two teams go at it again in postseason football with a lot on the line. Mm-hmm. Tonight, it would be the Roos, and guess where they won?
Under the water tower.
Under the dang water tower. It's hard to win over there at the water tower, and Kentwood defended their home turf. They get the win 50-32. The Roos will dance their way on to the semis, and they get the Screaming Eagles.
They got to go to Abbeville.
What a game.
That's going to be an exciting game. And Braden just said the Kentwood, who is not known for throwing the ball very much, threw all over Southern Lab tonight. They said they changed it up, and hey, came out with a victory.
Spoke to Coach tonight, Gary.
Mm-hmm.
I messaged Coach from Kentwood. Congratulations on the win. So, I mean, that's a good win for the Roos, and they're one win away from getting back to the carpet also.
That's going to be an exciting game. VC and Kentwood, they're both excited. They got the fever right now.
Did you see 50-32 in this contest though?
No, I did not. I did not see that. I saw a one-score game, maybe 6 points, something like that. I did not see that score.
How about instead of the regular season, what was it? 12-8?
Yeah.
Or something in that nature?
Yeah, they found 13. Something out, man. Both teams.
I mean, did you see a high scoring in this one?
No, I did not. I did not.
Thought it was going to be another low scoring game?
Another nail biter. I did not see I did not expect that high score. I really did.
Good win for the Roos. We'll see them in the semifinals.
Right.
We'll talk about that matchup in a second.
Mm-hmm.
Covington Christian's dream season comes to an end tonight. They fall to a Ouachita Christian. One of the scariest 11 seeds I've ever seen.
Ouachita Christian is just always in contention. How they put them at 11th seed, I don't know.
That's the schedule.
And I'm sure it is the schedule because, you got to get points and all the power points and all that. But, man, that's a scary 11th seed. That's like, I'm sorry. That's not a normal 11th seed. Covenant Christian had a great year.
Yeah, they were undefeated coming into tonight.
And they just hit a Ouachita Christian team that's experienced in the playoffs, and that is very good.
Yeah, Coach Fish is something else, man. And he has his guys one win away from getting back to the title game. Remember last year, they had, a 15-point lead in that semifinal game against Southern Lab, and it came scorching to a halt, and they were left heartbroken on the field. You know, those guys that played in that game last year remember that feeling.
Oh, God. All the juniors who are now seniors, they remember that.
You know they remember that feeling, and you know they're they got back to the point where they were last year. Now they're just trying to get back to the carpet.
Correct.
And it's not often you get a second chance at things in life.
You're right.
Well, here we are. They got another opportunity. They're back into the semifinals.
Yeah.
They had to take a tough road, Gary. I mean, look at this road they took, man. Round one, obviously, they got the win at home. Round two, they had to travel to New Roads. That's some miles.
Right. And they put it on them. I hate to say that they did a lot.
And then round three, Gary, they had to travel again, even farther.
Yep.
And then here we go again get the change the bus tires,
Yeah.
change the oil,
Because you got to go
and
again.
gas up because you got to go again. And I think this trip will be the farthest.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know which farther, Nichols or Ascension Catholic.
I don't know.
But either way, 3 straight road trips, and if they win that one, guess what?
They got to go on the road.
They got to go on the road to the Dome again. Washington Christian's going to be sick of driving. But if they
coming from way up there, going down, back and forth, back and forth.
But if they finish it off holding the trophy, every mile will be worth it. Right?
Right. You're right. I agree.
Final score, Washington Christian 30, Covenant Christian 16. What a win. And a storied program doing storied things.
You're right. You are 100% correct.
Our good friend Alex Golden is in the chat tonight. Drink a good cold one tonight while we talk a little football with a little pepper. It's not Spike tonight.
No, Wednesday night, I think it was Spike. But tonight, I made sure they were straight. You got a big day tomorrow, so you better be straight.
I have to be on a cruise ship and
at 7 o'clock?
We're leaving at 7 o'clock in the morning. Gary, semifinal matchups.
Mm-hmm.
We start off with the big one.
Oh, we didn't do that one. Did
we sure didn't.
No, we got one more to do.
You sure all right?
Yeah.
It is Spike.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. You gotta watch it.
Joshua, do not go to bed on us.
Mm-mm.
We're almost there. Hayden, you might not want to come into the chat.
Yeah, wait a
while. Go back to bed.
Yeah, wait a while, brother.
They're looking for you. Hayden. Go back to bed. Sign off.
Yeah.
Riverside Academy, Ascension Catholic. Boy, this is the battle of the running backs, and this game lived up to the hype. And Gary, we see the career end for Dedrick Lashley tonight, but we see the career continue for Chad Elzy.
Yeah.
This game had everything you wanted and more. It lived up to the hype, and Ascension Catholic wins a thriller, 40-35. Gary, this is a heartbreaker for Riverside.
Yeah.
And what a win for Ascension Catholic.
You got that right. You got a team. You got two teams that basically have two incredible running backs that are just running all over the place, and you have a score like that. That tells me that they were playing some good, solid football tonight.
And when we saw our good friend Nick in the chat earlier, in the chat earlier, he was at this game and he said, "My hearts go out to Riverside tonight." So it had to been a good game, heartbreaking loss, and the thrill of victory, and agony of defeat.
That's right. And it's a shame. We say this all the time. We said it today. It's a shame that so many good teams play each other and one has to lose. But that's the nature of the beast, and that's why we play the game. You
see all the time quarterfinal matchups. We saw a second round matchup last week where you saw a second round matchup last week. You saw some quarterfinal matchups this week where you could have seen them games in the Dome. Here's another case here. Riverside Ascension Catholic could have been a Dome game.
Right, exactly. There's a lot of these games that could have been a Dome game. Well, we talk about that all night.
Y'all calm it down now.
Hey, be nice in the chat. Hayden's taking it like a man, so just shh.
It's the late night recap show. This ain't the Wednesday night throw haymakers. Throw haymakers show.
All right, here we go.
Here we go, my man. Semifinal matchups next week. Wednesday was fun.
Yeah, Wednesday was
6
fun.
cuss words. Threatened to beat each other up in the parking lot.
That's right. It was crazy.
About to flip a table.
Yeah, I had to stop him.
We'll have to do it again next Wednesday.
Who probably will. Next Thursday.
Yeah, we'll do it next Thursday. All right, semifinal matchups. Number 1, Vermilion Catholic against the 12 seed Kentwood Ruse Screaming Eagles for a shot to go to the Dome.
Yeah. That's going to be an exciting ball game. Can't wait to see what's going to happen on that. But VC hard to beat at home. They rang the bell tonight.
Hey.
And they're going to be trying to ring the bell tomorrow.
Hey.
Excuse me, for next Friday.
Hayden Alexandra says hello.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
It's going to be an exciting ball game. I think this one's going to be. First of all, VC has a point to make, and Kentwood wants to get to the Dome, but they have to go through VC. So I think that that matchup right there is going to be exciting. I think it's going to be wild.
Y'all give my buddy Enoch hell Thursday night because he picked against Iowa also.
I didn't, did I?
Sir, we some Iowa diehards on this panel.
Yeah, we got a bunch of. Anyway, next one.
Next semifinal, Ouachita Christian Ascension Catholic, a little 11 versus 2. What a dandy.
That's not a normal 11-2 seed. I'm going to tell you right now, that's going to be a nail biter. I think that's going to be one of the best games of the weekend. Those two right there.
Gary,
they know how to win.
We can either get the number 1 team versus the number 2 team. We can get a 11 versus 12.
Yeah.
We can get a 1 versus 11. We can get a 12 versus 2. I mean, how fun is these matchups?
Yeah, you're right.
And we could throw the seeds out of the window because this is the best 4 teams remaining in this bracket.
Yeah, most definitely. I don't care what the number they have on the side of them are. This is definitely the best 4 teams.
Too late now. Okay, can't come back from that one. Can't come back from that one. Should have picked the one with the big IOWA on the scoreboard.
You're right.
Good luck next week, semifinals. Some bangers.
Yes.
Division 3 non-select, my man.
Yes. Man.
How about them?
Yeah.
Let's start off. St. James and Pine, 26-7 was the final score. It's missed. Uh-oh. The man, the myth, the legend is in the building.
Is
Gary.
that JB?
JB, we gotta do it tonight.
Yep.
I gotta get on the cruise ship.
Yeah.
Bright and early tomorrow morning. Big Bucky.
Yeah, buddy. But yeah, St. James and Pine. St. James, we've been high on them all year, even though somebody doesn't want us to pick them.
Troy says, please don't pick us because y'all jinx us.
Right.
Well, we picked them.
I think everybody
picked St. James Wednesday night, and it was not a jinx. So, Troy, you can let the superstitious go.
Yeah, let that go, man. It's over with.
You right. St. James, man, we talked about them all season. You knew they graduated a lot last year coming off of the state runner-up, but you knew they had a bad taste in their mouth, right?
Yeah, they did.
You knew they had a bad taste in their mouth, and they came back with a vengeance this year, Gary. They're the 1 seed, and they've proven it week in and week out that they deserved the 1 seed, and they got a big showdown looming next Friday, Gary. How fun is St. James Union Parish?
St. James. Who played in the state championship last year?
Both of them.
St. James Union Parish played a great team that we cover all the time. For the Union Parish played a great team that we covered all year to get to that semifinal game, and boy, did they do what they had to do.
Gary, St. James got a bad taste in their mouth.
Right.
Union Parish is the champs.
Yep.
Don't we remember how this game finished in the Dome last year?
Yes, it happened right there in front of us.
Gary, don't you think St. James has been waiting on this matchup since the playoffs began?
Oh God, yes, man.
I mean, I hate that we get it in the semifinals.
I know that should be in the finals. No way. Yeah, that this should be in the semis. But you know what? At least it's in. Yeah, we get it's in the Final Four.
We get a state championship rematch in the semifinals. Hey, I'm still here for it.
Oh, I'm excited for it. I think that's going to be one of the most fierce games that they're going to have at the Dome. Especially, what was the score last year?
What was it? 35, 36?
36, 35? that tells you that these two teams were identical almost last year, except for 1 point.
And you know, both teams graduated some big-time seniors, and they're right back on the cusp of getting to the carpet. Gary, that's going to be a knockdown drag fight next Friday night. That's going to be a fun 48 minutes. And whoever gets out of that one could be the favorite.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And like I said, I think that's, you know, we always say that, sometimes.
I got to go.
You see what that is.
I got to go. I'm out of here.
No, y'all scared him off. Don't do that.
No, did you see the comment?
Which one?
Gary, you leave with me. We out of here.
Oh, no, I see all that. Oh, come on.
No,
man.
Gary, call McCoy. Ask him how his Olive Garden breadsticks were tonight. I'm out. I'll be back next Thursday.
I'm leaving. No, you can't do that. I'm done. No. Hey, y'all need to behave yourselves. I mean, leave McCoy alone. But although that was funny.
That was funny. Downtown Battery, a place to be next Friday night.
That's going to be one of the best games, and a lot of people are saying that's whoever wins that game is going to probably be the state champion. Well, they got people on the other side of the bracket that's going to argue with that, but that's going to be a really good ball game.
Yeah, state championship caliber matchup in the semis, a state championship rematch. That's been a year in the making. Can't wait, my friend. St. James Union Parish, that's big boy football.
Right. Next game we got, man, that's an exciting ball game too. That kind of didn't go the way that we thought it was going to go.
Well, I mean,
I don't think everybody picked it, but it was a good ball game.
Gary, I mean, you look at this matchup, and Union Parish overwhelmingly was the favorite in this one. Kinder overmatched in this one, and I showed them some love on the pick show Wednesday because of how special this senior class was.
Right, and they are.
And we watched them grow up. Kinder and Bazil were the first two that gave us an opportunity back then.
Right. Yes.
And when these kids were freshmen,
we were just starting.
And so we got to go watch those guys make a run for the title back in 2020. And here they are 4 years later.
Somebody wants a job?
All we can offer is getting yelled at and some Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, good stuff.
And what else we got to offer? We'll get you a free parking spot.
Yeah.
We ain't got much to offer you, Hayden. I picked Kinder on Wednesday night to show the seniors some love, Gary. I mean, you look at it, and we watched them grow up these last 4 years. They were one of the teams that gave us the first opportunities in the playoffs. So it's a sad night to see that great group go. But Union Parish, when they get into the playoffs, man, they're something serious. And playoff Union Parish is a different animal.
Right. Union is, let me tell you something. We've covered Union Parish in the playoffs before, and we've seen them, and they are a unique team that knows how to win. Yeah. And that's all there is to it. And they did a good job tonight. Final score was kind of far apart, but hey.
And Union Parish is huge up front again.
Mm-hmm. Man, they got some grown men on that line.
They got some grown men indeed, and the battle in the trenches, when they play anybody, you better bring your lunchbox and your hard hat because it's going to be 48 minutes of war in the trenches. But Union Parish tonight gets the win, and they're trying to make it 5 straight appearances in the Dome. And Gary?
Yeah.
Got a shot?
Yeah, they do. What was the final?
Final score, 44-14. Playoff Union Parish. Yeah. Here they come.
You're right. Yep.
What y'all arguing about?
Oh, they're trying to give Hayden a job.
He's looking for a job? Us too after tonight.
Yeah, after tonight we probably will be.
Yeah. We quit.
Next game is Oak Grove.
You quit too?
No, I'm going to just keep talking.
All right, I quit.
All right.
And Gary's still here. Yeah. Who wants my job?
Oak Grove versus Sterlington.
I quit.
No, you ain't quitting. Keep talking.
We're trying to hire somebody for my position.
Yeah.
Gary?
Yeah.
You know why I quit?
What?
Because the lock of the week lost again.
I know. He's got to go home and say, baby, it wasn't a good pick. But hey, it was a good game.
It was a hell of a game, my friend. And Jesse, right now, put the bottle down. My friend, if you're watching, put the bottle down, my man. Just go sleep it off. Call me tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oak Grove falls tonight at home, 39-43. Sterlington stuns the Tigers, and they end the quest for the three-peat. Gary, to be the champ, you got to go beat the champ. Well, they stunned the champs tonight. And Oak Grove falls. Hopefully, we still see our good buddy Nick in 2 weeks in the end zone, but we won't see the Tigers there.
Right. That's a shame, but like they say, you got to go out and play the game, and Sterlington they were possessed a little bit too much for Oak Grove tonight.
And that game was back and forth all night.
Yeah, bad, yeah.
Sterlington, but they were well coached. Coach Doty is one of the best in the entire state, and he can get his team ready to go any given weekend.
You're right.
He's 1 win away from getting back to the dome, man.
Yeah.
They got a shot.
You're right. This other game right here, man, that was exciting too.
Yeah, Gina Lorville, my man, 18-14 was the final score. Gina Giants, I think only the second time in school history they're going to be playing semifinal football. What a moment for that program. Gina Giants, Coach Rourke, he's done a tremendous job, and these last couple years have brought tremendous excitement to the community. And now, Gary, here they are.
Yeah.
A win away.
A win away from the carpet.
Gary,
New Orleans.
last year we thought they had the team to get there.
Right.
This year, when they counted out all season long, after the Bunky game, it seems like they really flipped the season around.
Yeah, they started playing a lot better. It's great to see, and we like Gina. We've gone, and whenever we've covered, I mean, great atmosphere, great organization, great coaches, and everything. They came to play.
You know how that old saying where you play a game and you take one off the chin and it wakes you up? It makes you refocus in? I think that's what happened after the Bunky game.
Well, right. Well, last year, when they played Union, I think it was last year.
The semis?
Yeah, they played Union in the semis, and they lost. And that was like I think that really kind of woke them up a little bit. And this year...
That was the year, man.
Yeah.
That senior class was special, and here we are again, and I'm not sure how many people besides the community and everyone in that locker room had Gina playing in the semifinals, but that speaks volumes to the coaching staff there to get them into this position.
Well, they get them back to the semis, but they still going to have a great ball club to play, and, you know, I think it's going to be... I think this is going to be a barn burner. I think it's going to be a tough... Go in there, grind it out, ball game.
Hey, it's going to be a physical game up front, and we'll see who walks out of there after 48 minutes and trip to the carpet.
Yep.
It's on the line, and proud of this Gina Giant Ball Club for responding after the Bunky loss in a big way.
Right.
They reeled off a big-time run.
Right. So we go to the semis.
Semifinal matchups. We start off with the big one.
Yeah.
Number 1, St. James. Number 5, Union Parish. Just like we scripted it up, right?
Yeah.
We wanted a repeat state championship game. We got it.
And we got it right there. And that's going to be a great one. Can't wait to see it.
What you got? What you got here?
Right.
You got a keys to victory for both sides here?
Do the same thing they did last year. I'm going to tell you right now. Because these two teams played each other so close that they could do the same thing they did last year and it could be flipped.
So all you're saying is Union Parish, if it comes down to it, go for 2 again. And St. James, if it comes down to it, stop it.
Yeah, that's it. Stop them. But I'm going to tell you right now, I love these two teams. I can't wait to see them play. And I think it's going to be a good old-fashioned dogfight.
You wanted to come down to a 2-point conversion.
That's right. I want to see a 2-point conversion again. Look, there's no more excitement. That game last year, you can say that was the best game out of all of the championship games, in my opinion.
But you got 2 different offenses in this one, my friend.
I know.
St. James they're gonna sling it across the field, and Union Parish they're gonna say, "Stop us."
Stop it. That's right.
We're running the football right at you.
That's right. We're gonna hit you in the mouth, and we're gonna see if ever you're gonna fall. You're gonna stop us, or you're gonna fall backwards, and we're gonna run over you.
I like it.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Sign me up.
I'm with you.
If we don't get a game next week, that might be one to go watch in person.
Yeah, you're right. We might do it. Next game is Sterlington versus Gina.
6 and 7 meet next week. Sterlington and Gina. If I'm Gina, I'm throwing the entire kitchen sink next week.
You right.
You throw everything you got at Sterlington, and at the 4 quarters, see where you stand.
Sterlington is playing ball
The
to
right
where
time.
and they're peaking at the right time. That's not a normal number 6 seed. Gina beat Laurelville close.
You know how they say that? Any given Friday.
Right. On any given day, it can be that. So Sterlington, Gina has to throw everything at Sterlington to try to score and to try to stop them. But hey, you made it to the semis, you got a shot.
Any given Friday.
You're right.
Who knows what could happen? Excited about this bracket.
Yes, most definitely.
I'm excited about this next bracket too.
You're right.
We start off with Dunham and Lafayette Christian Academy. The quest for 8 in a row comes to an end tonight. Final score, Dunham beats LCA 34-30. If LCA would have won that game, Gary, we would have had LCA Bunkie live on Under the Lights next week.
You sure right. But hey, didn't work out that way. But let me tell you something. LCA, great ball club. Dunham, just a little too strong.
Yes, indeed.
A little too strong.
You're right. There at the end, they get the win. Dunham survives at home 34-30. And then you get Haven versus that Bunkie defense next week.
Right.
Man, that's going to be something.
Yeah, because Bunkie had a victory tonight, too.
Bunkie did have a victory tonight. And, Gary, when you talked about the Bunkie defense last week, you said that was the best defense you've seen in person.
Correct.
Well, Gary, tonight on the road in front of a hostile environment, they were down 6-0 for majority of the game.
Right.
Held Jules Sumner to 12 points on the road and get a win, 14-12. How about them Panthers?
I like it. Bunkie's defense was playing
It's the defense.
really solid today.
Some days the offense, some days the offense are not going to be in their groove.
Right.
Some days you're going to need to lean on your defense to get a win.
And Jules Sumner's been playing really good ball and scoring some points.
Championship
DNA and
starts with defense.
Right, and Bunkie just shut them down, man. That's just amazing. So congratulations to Bunkie. Y'all have a date in the semis.
Gary, what a dream season. What a storyline. And Bunkie is 1 win away for playing in the Superdome for the very first time in school history.
Right.
It won't be easy.
No, it won't be easy. You're going to be playing against Dunham, and that's going to be a very hard team to beat. But you're in position to do it.
That's going to be a showdown looming that we're going to be talking about all week long.
Correct.
The next 2 matchups, Gary, Calvary Baptist, no problems with Episcopal 52-10. Here comes the champs.
Yep.
And then Catholic and New Iberia stuns Newman 31-0. But we all seen this coming.
Catholic and New Iberia, we saw them in the Jamboree.
We said they were primed for something special this year.
And they proved it tonight. They just went into Newman and dominated.
We had 10 people on the panel for Wednesday night.
Right.
All 10 of them picked Catholic and New Iberia over Newman.
Right.
We've seen something a long time ago.
Let me tell you something. When we seen them in the Jamboree, we both said that team is special. We both said it. And we were like, oh my God, that team is special.
Yeah.
They have a hiccup the first week. They have that hiccup in that monsoon that they played in.
Yeah.
And then ever since then, they just said, we're not doing this again. And they have just been winning one after the other. So you know what? I think they have what it takes. But boy, they're going to have a big
Big
test against Calvary Baptist.
Gary, they're red hot right now. They lost the first game of the season in a monsoon and have reeled off 11 straight wins.
Right. That's amazing. It's amazing. But when you get to the semis, it's all tough, buddy. It's you gotta play to pay your way to the dome. That's what you gotta do. You gotta pay your way to the dome by playing the best game you've ever done.
Earn your dues.
Yes, gotta do it.
Gary, this semifinal is loaded, man.
Yeah.
Dunham, Bunkie, Calvary Baptist, Catholic New Iberia. This is great football.
This is exciting. This is one of the best brackets you're gonna see. Most definitely.
Besides the big boys.
Yeah, besides the big boys. That's the Saturday game.
Yes, we look at the semifinal games here. Number 1, Dunham, Elijah Haven versus the 5th seed, Bunkie, and the Bunkie defense. That's going to be the storylines. Dunham's offense, Bunkie's defense will be the storylines all week.
Right.
And that game right there is going to have so much implications. That's going to be a wild house.
You're right.
And I don't know where they're going to put Bunkie's fans.
No, they will travel well, and they will be there watching you.
We were told there's not much bleachers on the visitor side.
They're going to be maybe mixed in with the home side. I don't know. They're going to be all over.
Bring your lawn chairs.
Yeah, lawn chairs, whatever they got. Yep.
And then Calvary Baptist, Catholic and New Iberia. Catholic and New Iberia's head football coach, he's had a team play for a state title before, so he's no stranger to big-time football games.
Yeah.
Well, Gary, this is going to be the biggest game they played all season. They get the state champs in the semifinals.
You're going to be playing against the defending state champs, and they are a very well-oiled machine. And, but Catholic and New Iberia, we said, were special, and they can put it together and beat Calvary. Will it happen? We don't know. That's why we play.
That's why you play the game.
That's right. So I think, hey, that's a good bracket. I'm excited.
It's a good bracket.
Yes. Now we go to Division 2 non-select, my friend.
Division 2 non-select, and we start off with the 1-8 matchup. Franklinton, Lakeshore. Boy, did it live up to the hype. The second time these two would meet. Once in the regular season, Franklinton beat them by 7. This go around, Lakeshore went for 2 and were stuffed, and that was the decider. Franklinton wins 41-40. What a heartbreaker for Lakeshore.
Yeah. And
what a win for Franklinton. And what a dream season for Franklinton, my man.
Right.
It's been a while since they've played for a title. How many years has it been, Braden? But Franklinton is in the driver's seat, and they get a big-time semifinal matchup at home.
That's right. And you know what? I say kudos to Lakeshore for going for 2. Because, you're the 8th seed at the number 1 seed's house. Why not? If you feel you have the momentum going, go for it. But Franklinton stood up to Lakeshore and said, not so fast. And that's what happened. So, congratulations to Franklinton. Congratulations to Lakeshore for a great season.
Cy Austin, another big night.
Right.
What else we have here? And that's a heartbreaker for Lakeshore.
Yes, most definitely is.
The next matchup, Gary. Iowa, Franklin Parish. My, oh my. The Yellow Jackets are back in the semifinals. Correct me if I'm wrong, Yellow Jacket fans, but only the second time in school history Iowa is in the semifinals. So, Gary, if that's the second time in school history, you know what that means? They've never touched carpet.
Wow.
They got a good shot.
They got a shot this time. I think they got a real good shot. This is going to be an awesome game. Iowa, to me, is not a 5 seed. I think they should be higher, but Franklinton and Iowa, game of the week. Could be. Could be.
And it could be our good friends getting that game.
Right.
I'm excited to see if our good friends get it, and we'll see what happens. Okay, Gary.
Yeah, I know.
Gary, you look at this matchup. Franklinton was runner-up in 2009 and won it all in 2010.
Yeah.
So either way, you're either getting Franklinton for the first time since 2010, or you're getting Iowa for the first time in school history.
Right.
You can't draw up a better spread.
No, that's. I think that's going to
Well,
be exciting.
we like new blood in the dome, don't we?
Oh yeah, most
And
definitely.
teams that have not been there in a long time.
That's considered new blood sometimes.
It's gonna be some fun.
Yeah.
Oh man! Final score 42-28 Iowa. I'm gonna jump through a table Wednesday Thursday night for y'all.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
We're gonna do the Buffalo Bills. It's gonna go on their highlight tape. Okay.
Okay. All right.
I'm going from the top over there, and I'm gonna go through this table, and we're gonna have it on live feed coverage. Okay. Elbow with the Iowa helmet on.
He's been drinking. Leave it alone. Don't believe that.
So we can't Buffalo Bills this thing?
Not on my table.
What if I bring my own table?
Well, I don't care if you bring your own table. Well, I'll pay for these tables.
That's
So you know
must-see
they ain't
TV.
gonna do it.
Let's see TV.
It is must see TV. I'd pay. Hey, I'd sit down right there with popcorn and watch it.
Thursday night,
Yeah.
you don't know what's gonna happen.
Ain't no telling. We're gonna have some fun Thursday though. Be
right.
ready for it.
What a win for Iowa. Coach Johns, a tremendous season for Iowa, but they're not done yet. Gary, Franklin Parish, it was their first time in school history to the quarterfinals. The message on Wednesday night from us: when it's your first time, would the moment be too big? And when a moment could be too big, you got to go play against an Iowa Yellow Jacket team that is extremely well coached, extremely physical, and those dynamic players they got on the offensive side of the ball.
Right.
Adams, Charles,
Right.
Walker, Bushnell. The offensive line's good.
Yeah.
The quarterback's good. And the defense is top tier.
Right.
They got a shot. And when you get to this point of the season, all you need is a shot.
That's right. What was the score on that, man?
42-28. Gary,
Whoa.
the offense is still good.
That's right. It is.
Jumping off the
Not
tables
bad.
Thursday night. Hurt my hand, guys. I got to go on the cruise ship. I got to go to the cruise
He's gonna be in
ship
the
tomorrow
cast. He's
morning.
gonna be in the cast on the cruise. Oh my God.
Coach Johns.
Good job.
61st win. Congratulations, Coach Johns. Cookies are on me.
That's right.
We're going to go bake the cookie man some cookies.
Yeah.
61st win for Coach Johns on UTL.
All right. That's awesome. All right. Now some disappointment, man.
Hey, but disappointment one way, thrill the other way. You
Yeah.
got to give kudos to Plaquemine High School.
Right.
The message Wednesday, to be the champ, you got to beat the champ. Well, I think they took this one personal.
Right.
And Gary?
And we had reports. I remember Chris called us before, and he says they're good.
Yes. You
And
get
this is an Opelousas alum telling us that. You know,
you
they're
get your
good.
eyes on them, and you realize, man, they're big.
Mhm.
Man, they're fast. And now you look at them and say, they're well coached.
Right.
A recipe to be a state champion, and Plaquemine has it all circled.
Right.
Gary, they're a scary team right now, and anytime you can knock off the state champions,
Yeah.
it speaks volumes.
Yeah.
Now they get the state runner-ups
Right.
next week.
That's
so
right.
if they're gonna go win the whole dang thing, they got a shot to beat the state champs, state runner-ups, and then go win the whole dang thing themselves.
Yeah.
They got a shot.
Right.
After tonight, I'm a believer.
What was the final?
Final score, Plaquemine 35, Opelousas 22. So the run for the state champs, Opelousas, comes to an end. What a run it was.
Yeah. Hey, you know, as great as as great as we
we're based
felt
out of
last year.
Opelousas.
We're based out. As great as we felt last year with them doing it, you know, we're kind of disappointed, but they still held their head high and they played ball.
Yeah.
And you know that's all that they can do. You know,
Made it
play
to
ball.
Turkey Week.
Yeah.
Ran into a Plaquemine team that was game tonight, and
Yeah.
they wanted it.
Yeah, they wanted a little bit more.
Congratulations,
Yeah.
Plaquemine. Moving on. Congratulations, Opelousas.
Great season.
Great season. Falls in the quarters.
Now the next one, North DeSoto and Cecilia, the state runner-ups.
The state runner-ups. We talked about St. James earlier, didn't we?
I think we did.
We did.
Yeah.
And what was the message I used? The message I used, Gary, was they got a bad taste in their mouth.
Oh, most definitely. From last year. They were 1 point short.
You think Cecilia got a bad taste in their mouth?
Yeah, because they were short last year too.
Gary, look at their road. They put up 50 on Pearl River. They put up 49 on Lutcher. They put up 57 on North DeSoto.
Tonight. Yeah.
You better score with them or you will be left behind. And what I mean left behind, you ain't catching up, cuz.
You better watch it because I'm going to tell you right now, they got a good ball club and they got a good leader in Diesel. He is going to lead them boys to what it takes. So he's not afraid to get it.
Coach Dennis Staines has his guys 1 win away. They've taken a similar approach that Opelousas did a year ago.
Right.
Opelousas went on their run and knocked off a couple higher seeds. They knocked off Lutcher along the way. They knocked off North DeSoto along the way. And they get a game Plaquemine in the semifinals. And
right.
Gary, that one may break the scoreboard.
Yeah, that one may. Because, I mean, that's going to be, which defense can stop the other one's offense? I don't know.
Cecilia right now, 57, 49, 50. What are they averaging 3 games in the playoffs? My goodness.
That is amazing.
Good win for Cecilia, 57-40. They win the shootout over North DeSoto in Stonewall.
Right.
Not the easiest places to win, but Cecilia seems like they're on a mission.
You're right.
Semifinal matchups, number 1 seed Franklinton against the 5 seed Iowa. Gary.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We got 2 of our good friends got this game next week.
Yep.
So we're gonna be all tuned in next week. Boy, I'm glad they got it so we can watch it across the state.
Yeah, most definitely.
And then the other one, Plaquemine, Cecilia. It's been a while since Plaquemine's been there. I'm not sure when's the last time. And Cecilia trying to revenge last year's state championship loss. Iowa trying to make history. Franklinton trying to get back for the first time in 14 years.
And Cecilia's not really an 18 seed. There's no way.
Oh, no. No, not with that offense.
Yeah, you're right.
Division 2 select, my man. We start off with Archbishop Shaw and John F. Kennedy. No jacket. We do not have the game. It's already got two,
I think.
2 or 3.
Yeah. So, and we weren't able to get it. So
2 or 3 broadcast networks that's going to be there. So we'll be able to tune in.
We'll be somewhere. We just don't know yet.
In from a long ways. Archbishop Shaw, John F. Kennedy. The game of games tonight, Gary. It lived up to the hype again.
Yeah, sure did.
When these 2 teams clash, you know you're always going to be in for a treat. 21-14 was the final score tonight. Shaw knocks off John F. Kennedy. Man, we need to start seeing this game in the regular season because back-to-back years in the quarterfinals, it's good football.
Great, not good, great football.
Great football.
Great football.
Shaw Kennedy. I would say this should be a matchup in years to come besides the playoffs.
Yeah, most definitely.
Because they're going to meet the playoffs again next year probably.
Yeah, most definitely.
Hopefully they meet on the other sides of the bracket in the next coming years. And
that would be great to see them in the finals.
And we can see them in the finals one year.
Okay.
Shaw, John F. Kennedy, JB, baby. Keep the bottle up. Keep the bottle up for another week, my man. You're not drinking nothing tonight.
Okay.
I made that joke on the show. I said, JB, y'all lose. Put the bottle down, man. It ain't
that's right.
It ain't worth it. Well, drink all you want, my man. Congratulations on the win. Shaw, they dangerous. They're legit.
Yeah.
And they're elite.
Yeah, we've been talking about them all year.
Yeah. Shaw moves on. Gonna play Madison Prep. That's got a lot of fun to it.
Yeah. Madison had
an interesting game this evening.
Yeah.
14-6 over Estruma. Not what we were expecting in this contest.
Estruma's been surprising people all year. You know, they've been playing up. So
you look at their round one game, escape Booker T. Washington out of Shreveport, and then put it on Haynes, and then only a one-score game here with Madison Prep. Struma held the ball for 20 minutes out of 24 in the first half tonight. That could be there.
You're right.
Limit their possessions. It was 0-0 at halftime. Great game plan.
You're right.
Shaw, limit their possessions next week, or just go just hand it to Parker and just score for days.
Right.
What else we got here?
E.D. White and Vanderbilt Catholic.
14-6. Good win for Prep, even with the limited positions.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. On that. E.D. White and Vanderbilt Catholic.
This was a rematch from the regular season.
Correct.
Close win for E.D. White in the regular season, and another close win here in the playoffs, 23-18. E.D. White prides themselves on good defense, good coaching, and they needed it. Oh, Gary, E.D. White throws a 25-yard touchdown pass with 31 seconds left to stun Vanderbilt Catholic.
Wow.
Wow, indeed. What a win.
Hey, don't ever underestimate E.D. White. You know, they're always a contender. You know, they just got to get over that hump.
Yes, we cannot rest. We got to get on a cruise ship bright and early, and Gary's got class.
No.
No class tomorrow?
Hey, I took the weekend off.
Took the weekend off. So Gary's gonna relax and watch the LSU game.
That's pretty much right.
Leesville, Xavier Ford, 50-12. They roll, they route, and Gary. These semifinal matchups next week. Archbishop Shaw, Madison Prep, a 1 versus a 5. Remember, Madison Prep knocked off University Lab early in the season.
Sure did.
Later in the season.
Yeah.
And Shaw, what a season it's been since the Rummel loss.
Yes.
Since they lost to Rummel, they have played Shaw football again. This is going to be a good matchup.
Yeah.
I think this is the state championship game right here.
Really?
If it's my opinion, which my opinion doesn't matter, but I think Shaw Madison Prep semifinal is your state championship game.
It's very well possible. Very well possible.
And then at the bottom, E.D. White's defense versus Leesville offense. Can Xavier Ford drag his team to the finals? That's where we're gonna be eyeballing this game and say E.D. White's defense versus Xavier Ford.
Right, and that's pretty much what's going to happen. You're going to see that offense versus that defense. Can that defense contain him? So far, only one team has been able to do that. That's it.
Yes,
Can E.D. White do it? That's the big question.
Madison Prep is huge up front. Will be the matchup to see with them and Shaw. Good battle in the trenches.
Good battle in the trenches, right.
There'll be a lot of great battles in the trenches, especially this next one.
Right.
But we'll get to that in a second. Starting off with Division I non-select, Cinderella's run comes to a halt this evening. Neville 31-7 over Chalmette. What a run for Chalmette.
Chalmette they were Cinderella all during the playoffs so far, and Neville just said, "Nope, we're not having it."
Yeah,
and
Neville got bigger goals in their mind.
Neville's thinking that gold trophy.
I don't think Neville's been back to the title game since 2016. Somebody quote me if that. So that's a long time.
It's been a while. It has been a while. This next game's exciting for me. I got this one wrong because I was going with my heart, I guess. But man, this next game, West Monroe and Central of Baton Rouge. And
don't you know, Coach David Semino has brought 2 teams to the finals.
Right.
Catholic of Point and Catholic of Baton Rouge.
Right.
He has a shot next Friday night to make it 3.
Yeah.
And if not this year, Gary,
Central is going to be a team to be reckoned with.
Not this year, the near future.
Yes.
But Central of Baton Rouge over West Monroe tonight, 21-7. Gary, year 2 for Semino.
Yeah.
And they're knocking on the doorsteps.
Yeah, they're right there. They're right there. Look out. This man knows how to coach, and he will get everybody ready for their next opponent. and that's going to be an exciting game.
Another matchup, Big Ruston doing big things this evening. They roll 49-7 to beat the champ.
You got to beat the champ.
And the champ rolls into the semifinals, trying to get back and go back to back.
Yeah.
Southside, great coach. They'll be back in a heartbeat.
They will definitely be back. Jess Curtis is one of the best coaches in the state. He's got state titles under his belt, and this is what, his second year, first year really with Southside. And man, you give this guy a couple years, they're gonna be knocking on the door every year.
And they get the new stadium next year too.
Oh, that's gonna be exciting.
But Big Ruston, since the Alexandria loss.
Yeah.
And Neville loss, they have refocused, they settled in, and they got back to doing Big Ruston things.
Right. Yes. Don't ever underestimate Ruston in the playoffs.
One win away.
Yes.
Destrehan and Airline to cap off the quarterfinal matchups. Airline's dream season comes crashing down to Destrehan this evening. Chris made the comment a long time ago. He said, when you look at those teams up north, when they play teams in the south, they got really good defenses.
Right.
You don't really see those air raids happen that much anymore. But you look at tonight, Gary, Destrehan made this game an air raid and held Airline to 41 points. Airline has beat a lot of teams this year with 41 points, haven't they?
Right. You're right.
Destrehan putting up 69. You know what that means? Destrehan's quarterback is playing Destrehan football again. Once they got him back, they've kicked it into high gear. And Destrehan, Wildcats, don't sleep on Destrehan.
Destrehan has always been quiet. They don't talk about them very much. But, man, they are some good athletes over there. They're a good football team. Like you said, don't underestimate Destrehan.
How fun is these semifinals? I mean, Central Baton Rouge has not been here, but the other three are premier programs.
Right.
And Central Baton Rouge is fixing to join Elite Company in the next couple years.
Right.
You start off with, and what a storyline.
Yeah.
Ben Taylor's career comes to an end, but whoever gets him in college is getting a good one.
Yeah, you're right.
These semifinals, Neville is the 1 seed, Central Baton Rouge is the 4. Boy, if I can put on Neville Tiger Network next week,
right,
I'm gonna have that game in the booth on.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Neville
awesome.
Central Baton Rouge. That's a heavyweight fight waiting to happen.
That's gonna be which one can land a big punch. Yeah, buddy.
And then Ruston and Destrehan next week. This is a 3 versus a 10. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, and I have bad memory because it's 1:41 in the morning.
Yeah.
But this is the state championship game from 2 years ago.
I think so.
Where Destrehan beat Ruston.
I think so.
So, I mean, it's late, so my memory is fading, but a state championship rematch 2 years in the making, and we get it in the semifinals. Ruston, Destrehan. Mm-hmm. What a game. Destrehan's peaking at the right time.
Yes.
Big Ruston is still Big Ruston.
Yeah.
It's going to be some fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a scary game no matter what. It's going to be, I think, might be whoever has the ball last. Okay. Now we go to Division I Select. The last bracket.
Yeah, and the big bracket.
The big one. The big boys.
My goodness. Edna Core, St. Thomas More. You remember St. Thomas More jumped up to a 14-0 lead?
Right. We were listening to that when they said that while we were calling the game. It was like, oh, no. Then all of a sudden, it was like, okay.
It was like, okay, they woke up.
Yeah.
42 unanswered points. Edna Core, when you say it, Edna Core back in the dome, have not been there since 2019. That's just unheard of.
Right.
Here they are,
They're one game away from being in the dome. And you know what? As nothing is as exciting as watching Edna Carr enter the field in the dome.
But it won't be easy.
No, it won't be easy. It will not be easy because you know what? They got to play another big boy. And you know what? That's going to be a exciting ball game. We'll talk about that. But yeah, man, it was Edna Carr and St. Thomas More tonight.
Would have loved to see this matchup last year.
Yes, me too. That would have been awesome.
But we should see this matchup for years to come because St. Thomas More, they'll be right back.
Oh yeah, right back in it.
If I know Hightower, he'll have his guys ready to go next year to make a push of this thing in this bracket. But Edna Carr, it's the season.
What was the score?
42 unanswered.
42-14. Wow.
42-14, and
that's amazing. To do that to a St. Thomas More team is amazing in itself. That just shows how strong Edna Carr can be from giving up 2 touchdowns and coming back and saying no more.
Yeah, they put a halt to that.
Yeah.
Good win for Carr, and the season to get back to the dome is still in play.
Right.
Rummel Catholic of Baton Rouge, a rematch a year in the making. Last year, this one took 2 days. A rain delay caused it to finish on a Saturday, and Rummel was stunned. Well, they had a shot for payback here against Catholic of Baton Rouge, but Gary, that old phrase we like to use, 4 of them fell tonight, but not this one.
Not this one, no.
Not this one. To be the champ.
You gotta beat the champ.
And Catholic of Baton Rouge is still the champs.
Yep.
Another week. They got a showdown looming with Carr, but my, oh my, Gary.
Yep.
Rummel, great season. Catholic of Baton Rouge.
Moving on.
And then, Gary, that old 19 seed in the bracket, John Curtis just knows how to win ball games, don't they?
What can you say about John Curtis? John Curtis has how many state championships?
Like 27, 28.
28, whatever. They're trying to get their next one, and they had to go against a local from down the street, not far, Turlings Catholic. My God.
Catholic of Baton Rouge has beaten Rummel 6 out of the last 7 times, with the only time losing back in 2019 in the state championship game.
Wow, that's going to be exciting.
Braden got all night with us tonight.
Yeah, Braden's with us, man. He's our guru. He answers all our questions. But
we hired Braden on. We're paying him a good salary.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, he gets paid more than you, sir.
Oh dang. John Curtis versus Turlings Catholic. John Curtis Christian versus Turlings Catholic.
And Turlings, this was their first year moving up into Division 1. You knew they had a huge offensive line that could win a lot of games, but Gary, it was a 19 seed John Curtis that you start to yourself, just let them in the playoffs.
Right.
They were 4-5 going into the playoffs, and only 24 get into this bracket, so they're 5 spots away from missing the playoffs here, and then now you look at them, they're in the semifinals.
Right. But the thing about it is, and we talk about that, when John Curtis Christian gets in the playoffs, their demeanor, their intensity, their effort, whatever, just elevates, and they become a totally different team.
You know what the storyline was during the regular season? They can't score.
Right.
Their defense is lights out. They can't score. Well, Gary, they figured something out in the playoffs because they put up 21 in round 1, 28 in round 2, and 31 in round 3.
Tonight.
And that's not no easy teams they're beating.
No.
The offense has figured it out.
Yes.
And if you put that offense with that defense that we saw in the regular season.
Right. You know, it just tells you, coaching matters. Coaching matters. And John T. Curtis knows how to coach. And, they interviewed him. I said this Wednesday. They interviewed him, and he said, they talked about his 27, 28, whatever the number is, his 20-plus championships. And he says he doesn't do it for the championships. He does it to teach and motivate the kids that are in his program. and to make them better people.
Yeah.
And I was just so amazed at his comments that he made and the interview that he had. And it just made me admire him that much more. And, he's not a spring chicken. He's been coaching a long time.
Yeah.
And,
remember, this was their 50th appearance for Turkey.
Right, exactly. So, so you're looking at that, what he does, and man, he is just such a great coach, and he has a lot of people that he's coached that have played college ball, and some even to the next level of pro.
Yeah.
So, great man right there, and you can't underestimate them, but they put it together in the playoffs, and they played Charlotte's County. What was that score, Jordan?
It was 31-10.
Wow.
What a win.
Like you said, they found their offense.
Gary, this next game a lot closer than I expected, but hats off to Bird. I got to give credit where credit is due. Alexandria coming off of the Wally Loppin of round 2, 49-6, come in and they got a dog fight this evening with Bird. 43-32 Alexandria. Do you think Alexandria needed this type of game before they go into a big showdown with John Curtis next week?
I think that this needed to happen to wake them up and say, hey, we're vulnerable. Because John Curtis's defense, when you give John T. Curtis has probably seen it all.
Mm-hmm.
He can figure out that defense and probably put their offense, and probably put something together to stop it. Because he's that good of a technician.
Yeah, but
Alexandria, they're clicking, buddy.
You know who Alexandria got in their backfield?
Yes, I do. What's his name?
J.T. Lindsay.
That's right.
Another 5-touchdown night.
Yes.
I think. I think our friends let us know in the chat that.
Yeah, I think he had a bunch, but let me tell you, I think he did have 5. I think I saw somebody in the chat said he had 5. But man,
she was getting a good one.
You got to understand, man. That young man there is hard to stop, but John Curtis is a good team. So it's gonna be a dogfight for him.
Bird's kicker with a 53-yard field goal and a 52-yard field goal tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Gary, he's playing soccer.
Yeah, no
Once
joke.
Football season is over with.
Most definitely.
Probably kick on some Saturdays too.
Yeah.
Gary, Bird pushes Alexandria to the limit. We said this is the type of game you need in the playoffs to make your final push in the final 48 minutes.
Correct.
Alexandria still really good. They win it 43-32. And we take a look at the semifinal brackets, and it's going to be some fun.
Oh, God, this is going to be some exciting ball games.
This is hard hat, lunchbox, popcorn. Everything you can dream of. These semifinals, you got some heavyweights.
Just go sit down at the Dome and just tell them to keep bringing you snacks and popcorn and whatever, nachos and whatever drink you want. And oh, my God, it's going to be awesome.
Number 1 seed, Edna Carr, the 4 seed, Catholic of Baton Rouge. A semifinal that has state championship vibes all over it.
Yes, sir.
Your thoughts on that matchup?
I think it's going to be epic.
It's going to be the best game in the state next week.
I think it's going to be the best game. Oh, God, it might be the best game of the playoffs. I can honestly say that because these two teams are good.
Yeah.
And I think the winner of this game might be the winner of the state championship.
Long way to go.
I know, long way to go, but
can't count out those two at the bottom.
Those two teams right there are, man, they're experienced, and one of them is the champ.
Yeah.
And what's that? To be the champ, you got to beat the champ. And the Car's going to try to do that. And if they do that, they'll have all the momentum going to the championship
Remember this. Edna Carr has not sniffed the title since they've moved into this bracket.
I know.
Division 1.
Maybe that might be the motivation they need to get it over there.
Over the hump.
That's right.
And then the final one.
Yeah.
The 2 seed Alexandria versus the 19 seed John Curtis. Just throw the records out the building.
Yeah, just forget about it.
It's gonna be a battle for 48 minutes, and whoever gets there next week.
Well,
that's going to be a great state championship game, whoever comes out of those two semifinals.
I said this earlier in our conversation. The defense of John Curtis and the offense of Alexandria, if Curtis can find a way to slow down Alexandria, that's going to be the key. But if they can't, oh my gosh.
Whoever comes out of those two semifinals, they're going to kick off the Saturday for Prep Classic Day 3. And Gary, that game is gonna might be the best game of the weekend.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I think it's gonna be exciting, Jordy. We got some great games coming up, but you know the good part is we're getting close to the dome. The sad part is we're getting close to the dome, and whenever the dome is done, we're done.
One more broadcast from the UTL crew, maybe.
Right.
We're gonna try like hell to get a game next week. We're waiting some answers in the morning.
We'll find it out, and we will be letting everybody know. I'm sure we're going to have it on the page. So keep checking on it. Check out Under the Lights. You don't have to text us a call. Jordy's going to be on a boat going there, so he won't be back. That's why we're moving the pick show to Thursday, because he'll be back Wednesday. Or something to that effect.
Gary, who goes sit on the beach in Mexico in the middle of December?
You.
Hey, let's enjoy let's go enjoy the vacation.
Hey, but let's have some fun. We're going to be excited, letting everybody know about all that. I want to say, I want you to go get on that boat.
That ain't gonna happen.
And have fun.
That ain't gonna happen.
And
Gary,
be nice to your wife and your kid. You know, not your kids because your kids stay, but. Be nice to everything. I know you're going to bring it.
It's coming on the boat with me.
But just go try to have some fun. Go try to enjoy yourself.
Gary, I got to prep for next week's show.
I know. But just go try to do something fun with your wife for the vacation that you got. Let's do that, okay? That way Miss Holly will be mad. And when Mama's happy, everybody's happy. So be nice.
People said, you really scheduled a cruise around football season? I said, well, I made sure the dates worked. I leave on the Saturday, and I come back on the Thursday. And I could be there semifinal Friday.
This is the same person that got married, around some different things. And we were calling the game the day before, so it's all good.
The day before the wedding. Gary, final words. Let's get on out of here. Put a bow on the quarterfinals, my friend. It was not a great game tonight that we covered. But anytime you have opportunities to cover quarterfinal football on Turkey Week, we'll take it.
Let me tell you something about tonight. Tonight they had some blowouts. They had some games that were a little bit wider margin than we thought.
And it was
they had some that were really close that we didn't expect. But you know what? It's called high school football. It's called doing your best. Seniors, if this was your last game, be proud of your efforts. Make sure you left it all out on the field. Those of you who are going to continue and get to the semis, make sure that you you still do what you got to do. You put on those cleats, you put on those shoulder pads, snap those helmets on real good. Prep yourself for a battle because it doesn't get any easier. It only gets harder, but you got to keep striving to be better. Congratulations to all of our people that have advanced, and to those of you who didn't advance, keep your head high and get ready for whatever you're going to do next. But those that are advancing, keep working. We got unfinished business to do. Good luck.
27 people still watching, Gary. It's 2 a.m, you crazy maniacs. You gotta love high school football. It's the best.
You're right. I won't lie to you. It is the best of the best. And I can't wait, to have Jordy back next Thursday. Hopefully have a game to do Friday, and then punch our ticket and get ready. Our rooms are booked. We're already booked to go be there.
I leave tonight.
I would be there.
Staying outside the dome tonight.
That's right. So we're going to be ready. We're hopefully going to see a lot of these teams in the dome playing some great games. Last year, some of the best competition we've seen in a long time at the dome. I think this year's going to be better.
Time will tell.
Yes, only time will tell.
TikTok, let's go to sleep, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's do it.
we say good night for now from myself and Mr. Gary Swallow. God bless each and every one of you. Go out, enjoy your weekends, and we will see you next Thursday night. If you need me, find me on Facebook Messenger. No phone calls and no text messages while I'm on the cruise ship because we're on the waters.
Yes.
So if you need me, Facebook message me or get with my good friend Mr. Gary Swallow. He can relay a message for me. Next Thursday night, Game Pick Show, 8:30. And then Friday night, hopefully UTL has a semifinal matchup. We'll keep our fingers crossed. We'll pray about it. But we want to get down to a stadium and watch or call some great semifinal football.
If we get word before he leaves, he will post it on the page. So we want to make sure if by the time he leaves, if he finds it out, if not, we'll know probably Thursday. But we will know something by the pick show of where we're going to be if we are.
We'll know something tomorrow morning.
Hopefully.
Or we'll know something Tuesday when I get to Mexico and I get some service.
Something like that.
God bless each and every one of you. God bless my friend Gary Swallow. God bless high school football. Congratulations for all the teams that won tonight. Forever, UTL.
Yeah, buddy.
See you next time. JB, go to bed, boy!